let everybody know that we're live on YouTube, guys. We're also live over here on X tonight. We're going to be talking to some of the Black residents in Cincinnati about the current climate, the racial tension, and everything else that's going on in the actual city of Cincinnati, including we're going to have some Black residents speaking on the brawl that took place. We all know about the brawl. Of course, like I said, that made national news, headline news, world news. We're going to be talking about the policing efforts and gentrification, land being taken, and everything else like that as well too. We look forward because we're going to have some actual residents in here that can share some insight with us and educate us and inform us on everything that they're dealing with up in the Midwest. So I want to just say a shout out to our people that's going to be coming here speaking tonight. For all my people that's going to be coming on YouTube tonight, guys, make sure you go ahead, like, share, subscribe to the actual YouTube channel. Make sure you go ahead and like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Definitely, if you're over there, keep the comments coming. I know it takes a little while for the YouTube crowd to kind of filter in, but when you guys do get in, definitely, we look forward to maybe reading some of your comments. If you have anything in particular, you may want to ask the actual residents of Cincinnati as well, too. So, Minister Ali, I know you're pretty busy on the grassroots and everything. How's everything going up there in Cincinnati? I know you stay active, fighting for justice for our people as well, too, dealing with the criminal justice system and everything else. And, it's been quite a bit. I know it's been the city's been pretty hectic up there. Quite a bit's been going on in the past month or so. So like I say, it's been a while since we had you in this space, but I'm so glad to have you back. And let us know of any developments and anything going on as well too. And like I said, when you do see any of your fellow is it Cincinnatians or they're up in the space as well too, and whenever they want to touch up on the actual topics tonight, like I say, we're going to be pinpointing and hitting hopefully quite a few topics as well too. Just let us know, and but definitely let us know exactly some of the stuff that's going on up there in Cincinnati. Shout out, I see DJ, Black Majority State, Black Pressure, and a few others in there as well too. So how you doing tonight, Minister Ali?
Well, thank you, News Toter, for asking. We appreciate you giving us airtime to talk firsthand about what is going on in the city of Cincinnati. As you said, we have been here before speaking on behalf of unlawfully incarcerated people in the state of Ohio, specifically juvenile lifers, as well as talking about the gentrification that is happening for the past 20 plus years, just gradually. I've heard the saying, how do you eat an elephant? And it's, one spoonful at a time. Well, the oppression and the gentrification and the parasitic capitalism that we've seen manifesting itself to the point where it's made national news because things are so chaotic here as far as justice goes. It's the chickens coming home to roost. And so, our mayor has taken a blind eye to a lot of the situations that we at the People's Platform for Equality and Justice have brought forth. Not only the mayor, but members of council, the county commissioners, and just, all of these agencies or groups, even the social ones that are supposed to represent melanated people, have often taken a step backwards when it comes to taking on subject matter that is controversial, that is going to make those who are comfortable in their positions very uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, it would obtain justice for the people who are seeking it on a day-to-day basis. We've never left the trenches, if you will, seeking justice for our people. So again, I'm honored to be here. For those who are coming in from Cincinnati, please push, I believe it's to speaker button if you are ready to come in to speak. But we need to hear from you. News Toter and the listeners have heard from me before. But we need to hear from the people who are supporting the People's Platform for Equality and Justice and who are stakeholders, but often overlooked in the judicial and justice process here in the city.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Rob, shout out to you over there on YouTube for holding it down as well too. Yeah, I definitely those coming in, yeah, just hit the mute button. Just hit. I'm sorry, not the mute button, but hit the microphone or request to speak. You request to speak, and we'll bring you up here. You can speak and you can share some of your stories with us as well too. Minister Ali, until they actually get in here, is there and they come up to actually speak? Is there anything that you feel like speaking on right now? What's going on in the city that I'm down here in Florida, and of course, we always we hear things days late, months late. Rob Albanks on YouTube made a good comment. He said, police unalives young black male and parents didn't see the body cam until a month after, and that seems to be happening nationwide. A lot of times, even when I get news and reports and everything like that matter, the body cam footage on these articles and posts and everything else, it is months later. Sometimes the parents don't get to see it at all or whatever. So, exactly, like I say, share some, if it's anything in particular that you like to share that you feel that's pressing, that's going on in Cincinnati at this point in time. Because I know, like I say, everybody, we saw the issue with the brawl. Now, to my is there anything going on? Because I know those people were rushing, I believe, as well too. And we covered the brawl a couple weeks ago. It was part of a space, but are those individuals, the white individuals that was involved in the brawl, are they still here in America to your knowledge, or did they leave?
Yes, they are very much still in the United States. They finally charged Alex. I'll just say his name is Alex T. That is the white person who basically started the incident. He not only started the incident in a physical capacity when you see him strike the brother in the red shirt, but he had been using what would legally be considered fighting words all night in the bar before they ever got outside. And so I don't know if you all discussed, one of our council members here, Victoria Park, stated that he basically deserved that ass whooping. Well, the reason why she said that is because she was in the bar as well and had witnessed firsthand that this white guy was out of control. And instead of what could have been, what I guess that group of people, or sometimes our people too, get into, a bar fight, right? It was broken up. They were separated, and then this guy went after the brother in the red shirt, and then all hell broke loose, including, the injury to his beloved who tried to join in the fight foolishly. And you saw the results if you've seen the pictures of Holly. You saw what happened to her as a result of that. But the thing is, News Toter, like, they have just now, I think in the last 2 days, charged the guy who did the physical assault with disorderly conduct. They didn't charge him with a felony, which is a 4th degree misdemeanor. So he's more than likely, because they portrayed him publicly, the prosecutor's office, the police department have portrayed him as being a victim, right? He is still being looked upon as being a victim and not the one who initiated the assault. So the other people, Aisha Devon was charged with 3 counts of felonious assault, 3 counts of assault, and 2 counts of aggravated rioting. DeKyra Vernon charged with 3 counts of felonious assault, 3 counts of assault, and 2 counts of aggravated rioting. Dominique Kittle charged with 3 counts of felonious assault, 3 counts of assault, and 2 counts of aggravated rioting. Gregory Wright, charged with aggravated riot and aggravated robbery. He is accused of taking a necklace from a victim during the assault. Jermaine Matthews, charged with 3 counts of felonious assault, 3 counts of assault, and 2 counts of aggravated rioting. Martinez Merriweather, charged with 3 counts of felonious assault, 3 counts of assault, 2 counts of aggravated rioting. He also faces a federal charge for illegally possessing a firearm as a convicted felon. And Patrick Roseman, charged with 3 counts of felonious assault, 3 counts of assault and 2 counts of aggravated rioting. Now, I would like to hear from your listeners what they heard, because at this point, it looks as though the system, the state, the police, the prosecutor are protecting this guy, and there's no way around it. And come to find out, he is also a business owner here in Cincinnati. He has a construction company, and it has been alleged that he also has 3 sons who are policemen. So they're not going to touch this guy. And it's unfortunate that instead of the powers that be, those who, again, are supposed to represent our best interests as the Black community, have taken this on as a media stunt and really aren't being as progressive, I'll say, as we should be being, all things considered. And when you couple this with everything else that's going on, as you stated in the introduction, between the gentrification, you've got the incident with Mr. Hinton and his son, and these things get swept to the side when they do the problem, reaction, solution approach. And that's what you're seeing with these so-called brawlers, or what the Cincinnati Brawl, as it's been named. You're seeing a huge distraction that's taking people's attention away from the fact that they are getting ready to charge Ryan's dad, Rodney Hinton, with at least 6 or 7 federal counts because of the result, and still are refusing to give him a mental or medical eval, because, as we get into it, we can discuss some more details of his case and what led up to him doing what he did. So, Cincinnati has been in chaos, Brother News Toter. It's been like this, and often people who are in the People's Platform were looked at as troublemakers because we won't let this stuff go like we can. Our future, our children's future, the future of this city, and our well-being even today and tomorrow are in the hands of people who have made it obvious that they don't give a damn about us. They don't care. They don't care what happens to us. They don't care what happens to our children. They don't care about our educational system, none of that, whether we have any place to live or any of that. And it's just time for us to deal with it, take the Band-Aid off of the cancer, and so we can get to the point of doing some things that are going to allow us to heal us and not rely on the so-called system to be our heroes and sheroes, as we have a tendency to do.
Yes, ma'am. And you definitely you touched on a number of things there as well too. And I forgot about the Hinton fellow, because with so much stuff in the news, I forgot all about that case as well too. So I'm glad that you actually brought it back up, because it with just the bombardment of news and everything else, and now with the internet and having so many different stories coming at you daily, be honest with you, a lot of stuff that just comes in and comes out, and it's just you're able to touch up on it at that time, but every day is kind of like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stories like this that's coming out as well too. So I'm glad that you touched up on it. Now the Russian guy, and you say he owns a business as well too, right? Did you say it was a construction business?
Yes, he owns a construction company here in Cincinnati.
Okay. Has the grassroots up there, because when we heard the story, and I heard it, I heard that the guy, you mentioned it, that he came into an all-black setting, started saying all kind of racial slurs and stuff. And normally, most white people have enough sense not to go around a bunch of black people and just they think that in some of these southern places and Mississippi and places like that they can go and they got the law on their side and everything else like that they can go and they can pretty much say stuff. And unfortunately they've learned the hard way in some of these areas as well too, that hey, even though that historically this is a racist place, you go into an all predominantly black environment and you're just popping off and saying things that could be considered almost a hate crime to people. Well, hey, there's a price to pay for that as well too. But the fact that this guy comes up in the place, he's saying all kind of stuff. He's trying to instigate things as well too. And I know people, I'm sure they'll try to say, well, he was under the influence of alcohol and he was taken advantage of and this and that or whatever. blase squad. But the fact that he came up in there, said what he had to say, and then decided to go ahead and assault somebody. And now the media, because here on X, I don't know if you saw, but the actual the right wing podcasters, the right wing posters, and everything else, they've had a field day with that. They've had a field day showing this, how this poor innocent white man was beaten. It goes at a deeper root as well too. These same right wing people are always talking about patriotism and the American way and this and that or whatever, and how they despise Russia and the communists and all this and that or whatever. But they were quick to take sides with this man that went up and assaulted a black person. Now, had this been reversed, had a black dude went up into a honky tonk bar and started dropping a crack of this, crack of that, and honky this, honky that, and then got the dog kicked out of him, nobody would have said anything about it. They would say, well, he was a troublemaker. He deserved it. He had it coming, this and that. I don't care if 10 white boys jumped on him in that bar. They would have said he got everything that he deserved. But now this guy here, and like I say, he is a Russian at that. And for those of us that's old enough that grew up in the 80s, we can spot on, tell you about how America felt about Russia, the Cold War, and everything else. From movies to sports, propaganda, you name it, to the Rocky IV movie, to the Olympic boxing, the hockey, you name it. Like, Russia was public enemy number one. So for an actual Russian man to come in there, racially attack black people in the place, and from my understanding, black people, they set up there and they ignored it as long as they could. And it wasn't until he put hands on somebody that he got chin checked. And then all of a sudden, everybody's upset. Everybody's mad. The black person, and like they're talking about the wife, how she was assaulted and this and that and everything else as well too. So for all of that to transpire, and for these same wave flagging, love America till they die, all this propaganda, all this crap talking about love America or leave it or this and that, the American spirit and everything else like that. For this person to come here, do what he did, get checked the right way he should have got checked as well too, and for everybody to make this into just this big uproar. And I believe, was it your chief of police that said, hey, you know what, the entire video hasn't been shown, people are chopping it up, they're showing what they want to show and this and that or whatever, because like I said, these and even was the JD Vance also the vice president, did he also jump in as well too? And they started throwing this coded language, or these thugs and gangsters and all this stuff, and we know who they're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. JD Vance was the match that struck the fuse. When just because of who he is and his position, with being the vice president, anything he puts out is going to garner a certain amount of attention. Well, he's also from Cincinnati. He's not only from Cincinnati, but his stepbrother is running for mayor against the current mayor, Aftab Turval. And so this was a perfect opportunity for them to get negative media attention shown towards the Democratic Party, as well as, toot their own horn, if you will, to say that this was something that all white people needed to band behind and do something about. And it's just another way for white Christian nationalists to come together with their agenda, and further precedes the advancement of Project 2025, Project Esther, and all the other subliminal, covert actions that are being taken right up under our noses. Like, if we pay attention to the media and what people say, but also what they don't say, it's clear that this was an attempt to get what they're doing currently in DC to happen here in Cincinnati. And that was to bring in the National Guard, bring in the Highway Patrol, which they've done. They brought in the Sheriff's Department into the city proper limits. And it's to over-police and make it look like it's a bigger issue than what it actually is. I mean, you can go to Cincinnati, downtown Cincinnati, on any night, and if anybody gets the clown, in black or white, and it leads to something what you saw on tape, black or white, it's going to result in the same situation. But because they are who they are, they chose to take advantage of it and use it for an opportunity to further their own agenda. So yeah, that's what it is.
And don't think for a second they haven't forgotten that butt whooping that happened. What was it last year down in Alabama? Everybody, you know, when you had
Montgomery,
yeah,
right here near me.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
They haven't forgotten that. So that too is also bothering them because you had black people celebrating the 1 year anniversary of that butt whooping they put on them, and that too also have people that Montgomery brawl also has a lot of them kind of salty as well too, still upset like how dare these Negroes do this right here, and then come right around and check this boy here as well too. So that also plays a part in it as well too. They haven't forgotten that. So that's also bothering them. Now, one thing I want to say, Minister Ali, and this right here, this guy, he has a construction business, right? So he's getting away, and they're trying everything they can to frame him as being a victim and being jumped up and this and that or whatever. Is there any way that the grassroots there in Cincinnati can start boycotting in front of his actual where he works at, picketing and everything else in front of his actual place of business, trying to make it as uncomfortable and help this guy lose as much business as possible?
Absolutely. I mean, there are a lot of proactive things that we could do as a community, but we can't necessarily discuss them publicly. Howsoever, as often again happens, we've got these figureheads who come forth on occurrences like this, and they use this themselves as a media opportunity. And there have been a lot of threats made, but really no real tangible action has been taken at this point. So if it takes for us to work with those who are listening, for us to work with those who share our same mindset, that if we don't do anything about it, there's going to be another Ryan Hinton. There's going to be another over prosecution of melanated people for something that could have been settled with, misdemeanor charges at the most. Then we're going to continue to have this problem. So we can't afford for that to happen. So we have to do something. What it is at this point is still very much in the discussion and planning process. And I yield with that.
I can understand. Don't tip your hand. That was just something I was thinking as well, too. We know when it comes to the majority in this country, where it hurts them the most is in their wallet, their pocketbook, the bank account. So that's just something that, I would love to see you guys up there in that area mobilize, get together, and find a way to go ahead and really, 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 hit them where it hurts most in that dollar, where that dollar's at. So that could really, really, get a lot of people's attention. Let's go ahead, DJ and Queen B, you guys go ahead. And Minister Ali, if you see any of your speakers in here and they want to speak, by all means, let them come on up here. Because like I said, we do want to hear what people have to say as well, too. Go ahead.
Antoine is one of our people.
Oh, that's one of your people. Okay. Oh, yes. Do you, Antoine?
Go ahead, Queen.
Go ahead, Queen. You got it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, good evening, Mr. Ali. I actually live in Northern Kentucky and work in Cincinnati. I've worked in Cincinnati for about 18 years. And when I first relocated up here, it was the Timothy Thomas thing. It's like since I got here, there was just like chaos and stuff just going on. So I'm very familiar with all of the issues that are going on in the city. And I have to tell you, when this first happened, the first thing that came to my mind was this is definitely political, because I know that J.D. Vance's brother is running for mayor. And then we also have Vivek, who's on that side also, who is running for governor. And he, I believe, is from Cincinnati. And that whole thing to me seemed like it was extremely staged, all the way down to the senators who represent Ohio, the media appearances that they made, and how this was made about Democrats and how they don't know how to run their cities and crime. Okay, this was before they started all the stuff going on in D.C. with moving the National Guard in. So, and then I was really disappointed having seen some of the footage. People had different angles and shots that they showed and, on their phones and things like that. And when people started to see, or that film started, or I'd say the video that started to circulate of this man hitting this one guy first, I mean, naturally people are like, okay, well, why isn't this guy getting arrested? Why is everybody else getting arrested and this guy is not getting arrested? But we were all told that this guy lived in Russia. That just, what I mean? So we're like, oh, wait a minute, he lives in Russia. And Councilwoman Parks and I used to work together, so I know her personally, and I had contacted her because they really were just like raking her through the coals on social media and calling for her to resign, and and contacting the governor and just really, really getting on her and saying that she was a racist, and it was just horrible. All of that. And so it was like she knew some things that, and again, it's like we have to respect the process because they say there's an investigation going on. We can't say everything that's going on right now. But I was really disappointed in how the police handled that, saying as though that video had already been out about the man, where you could see where he obviously slapped this kid. And so it was just really disappointing how they handled it to this day. And I mean, I've been trying to keep up with it. I've been, keeping up with the city council meetings, and I'm glad that the citizens have stayed on the mayor's case. And then I did watch where the individuals that were arrested, where they had their hearings. Well, I shouldn't say hearings, but I guess they're out. Some of them are out on bail, or the bail was dropped a little bit or something like that. So I've been trying to keep up with it. So I appreciate you coming and hearing firsthand. And I would be interested in maybe hearing and talking to you on the back channel, about some of the things that people who are local can do to help. I'll land for now. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Queen B. How far are you from actually Cincinnati?
I'm over the bridge, so I'm in northern Kentucky.
Okay.
Cincinnati is a tri-state area: Kentucky, Indiana, and Ohio.
Okay. I know it's not that far away. I've never been to either one, so I was just curious. But thank you, Queen B, as well. Now, Antoine, I see you up here. Would you like to go ahead and speak? I know you don't have your hand up, but if you'd like to speak or let us know how you feel about what's going on in Cincinnati, by all means, you can go ahead and speak if you like.
Peace and blessings. Can you hear me clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, talk up just a little bit.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm gonna get myself adjusted. Give me like about 5 minutes now. I jump back on.
I can hear you loud and clear, but if you want to wait 5 minutes, that's cool. But I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, thank you.
Everybody, again, just check for updates to the X app. X is trash app, unfortunately, but we over here chilling. But restart your phone and come back up here. Check for updates, restart your phone, come back up here. Shout out to the room. Retweet the room, retweet the space.
No, I mean, I could hear him loud and clear. I wouldn't worry about restarting the phone. I could hear him pretty good. So, I know there may be a number of speakers that may be coming in from Cincinnati tonight that may not be really used to the actual Twitter spaces. So we can just get them in here and let them speak. That'll be more than fine, because I do want to hear what they got to say. So like I say, Antoine, I can hear you. You're coming in loud and clear. So whenever you're ready, I don't know if you know how to raise your hand, or if you could just come off. If you're not sure how to raise your hand, you can even come off your mic and say, I'm ready, because we want to get the Cincinnati people in here. We want to get, get their perspective. Minister Ali has been giving us a great breakdown of everything that's going down in that city as well, too. And, even more insight from more people would be great as well, too. So if anybody in here from Cincinnati, if you guys are unsure, you need to contact Minister Ali how to speak or how to get the microphone, by all means. This space is dedicated to you and everything that you guys are going through up there. So just, we're here and we're going to try to, amplify it as much as we can here. Go ahead, Black Pressure. How you doing tonight?
Hey, what's up, brother? You good?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing well, my man. Just hello to all the family in the room, and hello to all the new people in the room. So I got two things to say, but I'm only going to say, I'm only going to ask one thing right now. I'm just stumbling in the house from the gym. But, so my question, and this is not being, humorous or condescending, and like I always say, everybody's welcome to bite my head off. But, just coming from someone who was born in the Deep South, below the Mason-Dixon line, I'm really curious because I get when I hear those states, Kentucky and Ohio. Of course, the only thing people from where I'm from know is was propagandized and caricatured in the media. But what I'm asking is, what is the demographics in those areas? What's the Black population numbers up there?
Okay, we are at about 49% Black in the city of Cincinnati. And it's aggressively changing because of the gentrification that is happening here. So to give an example, the neighborhood where I was from before I was gentrified out over the Rhine used to be over 90% Black or African American. Now it is less than 10%, to show you how aggressive the gentrification has been over the past 20 years. Now, the gentrification didn't just happen, as I said earlier, overnight. They spoon-fed it to us. They started by getting us involved in community development plans, having us think that we were going to be a part of the continued community once things like we've got an open air market called Finley Market. Once Finley Market was developed, we were supposed to be able to have not only stands at Finley Market, but an actual African vending space along Elder Street, which is 2 city blocks long, that was solely dedicated to African people, African vendors, supplies, and things like that. And all of that went to the wayside. The more aggressive and I guess criminal the Buildings and Inspections Department and the city of Cincinnati were able to use the court to basically push people out of their homes, which they've been doing since the uprisings of 2001, after the death of Timothy Thomas. But we were supposed to be protected from due to what is known as the collaborative agreement. Collaborative agreement. But that went to the wayside as well. So yeah, the police have no more respect for the Black community than they had previously. And our population within the city limits is deteriorating day by day.
And the reason, just real quick, the reason I said what I said, like I say, me being from South Texas, unless you travel to those areas, we only know what the media shows us. And I just learned about those areas. It was a tri-state area, but especially, when we think about Kentucky, Indiana, but more namely Kentucky, people from where I'm from, when we hear that, the first thing we think about is like inbred rednecks living in a cornfield somewhere. So thank you for that education.
Yeah, in Cincinnati, I'm from Louisville. My uncle's from Cincinnati. He said it was a big riot back in 2000 or early 2000s where they killed his friend's uncle. Police, it was on camera. They choked up. And Cincinnati niggas turned up. I said they turned up. Them niggas turned the fuck up, nigga.
Hey, let's not curse, but go ahead.
My bad. Yeah, but hey, bro, if y'all ever like go back and watch that footage or whatever, nah, they was about that, bro. They was in that park lined up, masked up, tooled up, lined up, like what's good, and yeah, they literally waged a war in Cincinnati against the white folk in the police. They were, so but basically I think that's retaliation for Cincinnati doing what they did. And my uncle always says, it ain't been the same since all the riots. He was almost kind of blaming, but at the same time, we know why they did it. But basically, the stuff that was destroyed in the riot, they just basically used to accelerate
gentrification. Just say, oh, it's condemned. So that's my explanation for why Cincinnati's gentrification has been accelerated.
That's exactly correct. I saw it happen. I was in Over the Rhine where the murder of Timothy Thomas took place, and saw everything. Saw the dumpsters being set aflame, the windows being broken out, people being shot with tear gas. Even pregnant women had to run for their lives. Children had to run for their lives. And this is definitely retaliation by the fact that, Over the Rhine looks nothing like it used to. I used to live on McMicken and Ravine Street here. And to go into Over the Rhine now, I feel like I'm in a totally different city. There's so many new businesses that don't represent us, don't have our best interests, and we can't even afford to even go into. I don't know many of us who would pay $15 for a slice of pizza, but that's what gentrification does.
All right, appreciate
$15.
that.
That's crazy.
You said $15 for a slice of pizza?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yeah, y'all Southern boys don't know nothing about this northern prices. Let's go.
We sure don't, because that business will be shut down out here.
What? We would never be eating no pizza ever again. $15 for a slice?
But it's the demographic of living or what the medium income is. Don't forget that, though. Let's go.
I've been though. I was in Over the Rhine. I went to the Eagle there like March of this year. It was real nice, as far as what it looked like redeveloped wise. But yeah, I did kind of peep like the properties and stuff. And I'm like, man, this stuff looks expensive. So yeah, I just kind of put two and two together and said, yeah, it's a gentrifying here.
Let me toss this in real quick to the mix too. When they gentrified us out of our communities, they took away the communal bonds that we had, whether people appreciated us as a so-called low-income community, Black community or whatever. Like, we had a whole relationship with each other, where, my house was a safe house. Sometimes I get kids at my house at midnight that either, were in a dangerous situation or didn't have any place else to go. And they knew that they could come to Miss Queen Tahira's house. They knew they had a safe place to go. And now, with this going back to the Brawl situation, they've chosen this opportunity to enact a curfew. And so, of course, as with many things, our children are going to be the ones that are going to get arrested for curfew violations. They're going to have their parents have to come, pick them up. God only knows if what happens to one parent I spoke with. She went to go get her children knowing she had a suspended license. Well, they ran the license plate. She ended up getting her car towed, which was another almost $400 to get it out because the tow place didn't let her get it over the weekend, so she had to pay for extra days. I mean, it's these kinds of things that nitpick and make people uncomfortable in our own city, and it should never be this way. It shouldn't be this way. As many people as we have that say that they represent the best interests of the Black community here, this should not be happening.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100% there. Antoine, are you ready? You want us to come back to you? We can come back to you if you're not quite ready yet. Okay.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yeah. How you doing? And I'm gonna get to Jake and Queen B, but we got a actual resident from Cincinnati in, so we want to go ahead and hear what he has to say as well too. How you doing tonight?
I'm blessed. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I'd like to first give big respect and praise to Sister Tahira and our platform, and for all the listeners tonight that are listening to the situation that's currently top news on a global scale from an altercation that happened here. So it seemed like these smaller situations I would go viral in Cincinnati. We just not too long ago had a situation that happened in an area called Lincoln Heights. which is a little bit on the outskirts of the city, but it's Cincinnati. And that situation also went viral and global as well. I don't know if you ran a podcast story about that. Once again, another racial situation, just like the situation here that turned into a racial situation. But it's always good to have a voice to speak and people to hear, and more so people that can become involved in something that's an opportunity. As I see it, is this opportunity for us to expose some of the corruptions that go on, as well as where people is treated unfairly, which we can all see. It seemed like one of the guys who was speaking was saying he didn't know the population of our people here in the city, but we got a national football team, we got a national baseball team. It's a lot of stuff that has grown over the years out of Cincinnati that has been major. Those kind of numbers are easy to kind of look up if you're looking at statistics. Are we looking at what we call it when they take census? But neither here nor there, we are everywhere. So there's not too many places that you're not going to find us, our people in general speaking. But we got problems, yes. Our problems, for some reason, always touch global news. And so that's why I see it as an opportunity. Opportunity for us to become more accountable for speaking up, standing up, saying what need to be said, and doing what need to be done, instead of people that's always trying to just get along or don't have time or, whatever their reason is for not coming forth. Some people with some money situation, some people don't want to make things worse. Some people want to just have a lawyer to handle it, and lawyers ain't always the best way to handle situations because they don't fight for liberty. They don't stand up for constitutional rights in that way. So if it's something that need to be done on a bigger scale, then you kind of got to step outside of the legal system to get the voice out, like how your podcast is doing now, to get a voice out for people to hear abroad what type of things take place here, the situations, the circumstances. But he was asking about the people who started the fight that everybody is, kind of zoned in on right now. This fight. We always got problems. We have massive issues, but this fight, for some reason, took the center stage, and it's still on a center stage level to the point where our president got involved, our vice president, he's from here, a lot of other political people involved. But that's what happens when you get politics involved. People are going to take it somewhere else. They're going to make it something that it ain't. But this is, like I said, an opportunity for us to show the world what's going on. Cincinnati has been trying to get self wrapped around diversity, right? We see we're not good with diversity here. We have a lot of racial issues, ethnicity problems. So this right here proves the point that our legal system is unfair. It's very clear. It's transparent. So now that the world can see the transparency of how people are treated unequal, the equality here, it don't exist. It don't exist probably anywhere in America. But we have inequality in wages. We have inequality in the way that we are treated unfairly in a lot of ways through agencies, departments, and we see institutions and everything else. But then we have people who do speak out, who use the social medias to get the message out, to show people the thing that's happening. So we apply social media for that reason. because social media always is a window of transparency when you don't get it through other means of media. Media is not going to always tell the story. Very small percentage of information comes through there that's accurate. Most is going to be inaccurate. But we get to see it through our social media people who post. So these podcasts and social media have been very helpful when it comes for us to get our message out from the people that was on the ground to say, well, this is our situation. And this is what's going on. But why does Cincinnati keep going viral? It's attached to a lot of things. Major networks, a lot of key players are here. We're in a city that's full of major corporations, Procter & Gamble and a whole lot of other things. And then we got other corporate crimes that happen here. So we have mafia, a lot of mafias in Cincinnati, a lot of family, a lot of mafia families from Cincinnati are here in Cincinnati. The group that you're looking at that was making noise and the guy said, well, I think you might have said, the host was talking about why were they so kind of in that space to be comfortable with doing what they did? Well, because they was already doing corruption. So they feel comfortable enough to act the way they was act, drink, but technically they kind of overstepped their position in the crimes that they're doing because they got a little too loud. So this thing to run some doorbells in which led some of these people involved to have to go back to their home country. And they're saying they still here. I'm not sure if they still here or not. But he was left. He did leave the country. He's supposedly back. We'll see. I think they go to court tomorrow, if I'm mistaken. So we'll see if he show up tomorrow or not. If not, I think a major issue that need to be looked at here is when they talk about immigration issues, and we saying that we got illegal immigrants. There's not just Central American illegal immigrants or African illegal immigrants. We have European illegal immigrants here as well. So you got a lot of people of European descent that are illegal immigrants. They're not being sent back home. They down here causing chaos and conflictions, doing all kind of crimes. We got people that's of the so-called Jewish population. They're not citizens. They don't have an allegiance to this country. They can do any kind of crime and get away with it almost. We got all these other people from different countries of European culture, and they have also been here committing crimes. They're not being sent back home. So that's something that need to be addressed as well. When we got illegal immigrants of European descent, they need to be deported back to where they from. They should be kicked out like anybody else is getting kicked out that's considered illegal immigrants. So when you're down here causing problems, and then the people that you cause the problem to, because right now I think they're considering the word nigger when it comes from another race a hate word, and that's in our Justice Department. So it's already defined as a hate word when it's coming from another race. We use it in ways and terms sometimes that's more of, we're not speaking bad to each other. It's a word that we use. In some ways, we embrace it. But then when another race is saying to you, they're not using it in the same way. It's derogatory. It's not meant to come off in the way that we speak to one another. But then people try to use it against us. Well, you call yourself that word. Okay, but when you got people running around calling you that, and they're not saying it in a good way, they're speaking down to you, then that's a hate word. And then you got alcohol because people are drinking. So you got alcohol, you got people calling you out of your name. That's provoking. That needs to be exposed. If you provoke someone to do something and you start something, you don't get to be the victim. But how it's being played is they want to make people victims. That started the whole situation, provoking, throwing a hand up. In most cases, we in stay in your ground state. In this state, if a person put their hand towards you, you can shoot them. That is a stand your ground law. That's what Trayvon Martin went through. Same thing, stand your ground state in Florida. He lost his life in a fight. They let him get away with the stand your ground law. Here in Cincinnati, it's a stand your ground law. Somebody put a hand up towards you, you can shoot them. But nobody got shot. There's no physical injuries in that type of way. Nobody lost their life. People got their hands put on them because they put their hands on people. I was always told, don't put your hands on nobody if you don't want to get hit. But now we redefine words. So we taking words and we taking people that's in the middle of fights and making them innocent. That is not an innocent person. If I'm a peacemaker and I'll get in the middle of a fight, I have a chance of getting injured. I had a chance of getting hit, stabbed, or shot as a peacemaker because I involve myself in the fight. The peacemakers can lose their life just as well as anybody else. If you're innocent, you're not involved. When somebody get involved, you don't get to play innocent. You jump yourself in the middle of a fight to break it up, whatever. Now you're in the fight. You can get hit. You can get knocked out, stabbed, shot. It don't matter. That's a fight. So you don't want to get involved, don't get involved in a fight. But you don't get to play innocent when you jump into a fight. But people redefine the words. So we're not here to promote violence. We are here to expose injustice. Because you have the right to defend yourself. Right? Self-defense is our language. We stand on that. We don't stand on the language of violence. We stand on the language of self-defense. We stand on the language of let's show the world that we are a people who can come together and when we have these traumatic situations and we can get the results that we need to get. The results that need to happen here is people need to be exposed for treating people unfair in the justice system. You don't get to turn people who provoke into victims. That needs to be exposed. So if I got the voice of everyone from your state to every other state that's listening, you also have a voice and you have a way to involve yourself in our situation so that way more people can understand that this is something that happens to other people in different cities and states, but they might not be making national news. We're making national news for our little situations that's getting blown out of proportion. But that's what injustice looks like. That's what being treated unfair looks like. That's what people in power who wants to gain more power, this is what they do. But now we have the opportunity ourselves to take that and show the world our power. To show that when we step up, just like Lincoln Heights did, it stepped up and they ran those people off that bridge. And the world get to see that our people come together. The more we come together, the more we can snuff out all of this unfairness and the way that we are treated within the systems and hold them accountable, because that accountability starts with us. So no more just being quiet, no more sitting by just watching and looking, no more just recording, no more people don't have time, because now we're being made to have the time to do what we got to do. People being forced into these situations to do what's necessary. And I'm not going to take up too much of your time for speaking, but thank you for the opportunity to talk. Thank you to you for always being great in touching the world and getting people involved. And I hold my words from that. Thank you.
Thank you, Antoine. We definitely appreciate you coming up here, and you really put it out there for us as well too. So we appreciate you just sharing that insight on what's going on in Cincinnati. It's definitely appreciated. I definitely thank you for coming up. It was definitely deep as well too. So thank you, brother. And if you have anything else you want to add, you can just I don't know if you know how to raise your hand yet in there. What do you got to press to raise your hand? Because I forget sometimes. We got to press the heart button.
The heart button.
The heart button. Press the heart button, and we'll go ahead and get you. You can mute your mic right now, Antoine, because if not, we're gonna hear feedback. I don't know if you know how to mute your mic. How do you mute the mic too? I forget. Oh yeah, where it says mic is on, just click, just click that. Minister Ali too. If you in the jumbotron, if you want to put any of your information in there so everybody can know and they can reach out to you, retweet anything out that you put in there, feel free to put it up in the jumbotron up there as well too. I'm gonna get to Jake and then I'm gonna get to Jacob as well too. Like I said, I appreciate it. Let me give a shout out real quick to the Cognitive and to Val for their contribution on Cash App. Let me go ahead and get to Jake. Jake, go ahead. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing godly peace and blessings to you, all the Black Americans in the room, both the Black majorities. I'll speak to the room, but then I want to speak to you, to the title first. Well, you got to understand, policing is the same policing that's taking place in Connecticut, New York, down south, Florida. We always had a problem with these people targeting us. It ain't racial targeting, it's ethnic targeting. They targeting our bloodline. And they've been targeting our bloodline since the plantation police. So, like Black majorities, they say we just got to come together and, take over some states and move there. Because, we ain't going to do ourselves like that. You know what I mean? So shout out to Black majority state. I think that's a great plan. But, our people just got to put it in their mind to come together and move on some shit because these people is moving on us. But,
Language. Watch the language.
Yeah, my bad. News told her.
Yeah.
That, what took place last night, you know what I mean? You really coddle that man. You know what I mean?
Jake. Wait. Hold on, Jake. We talking about a very important issue tonight. This is about the Black people in Cincinnati, what they're going through. So, we could talk about that later on. There was no coddling. There was fairness on both sides, but we can discuss that another time. And, right now we're discussing a serious issue right here. So, if you want to holler back at me or whatever, that's cool or whatever. If y'all want to run it again, that's cool. But right now we're going to discuss what the Black people in Cincinnati is going through. And like I said, we can talk about that another time. So I appreciate it, Jake. Let me go ahead and get to Jacob. Jacob, go ahead and unmute your mic.
I appreciate you. I appreciate the mic. Hopefully I'm in a place where I can speak freely. When it comes to the Cincinnati situation, it's pretty sad. Probably not for the same reasons that everyone else think it's sad, but to me, it is sad that we're still giving these people like this psychic weight with words and giving them these powers. I guess they would take it as giving them this leverage for us to have a lapse of dignity or to have a time of impulse. I feel like as a man, there's nothing that a man can do to make me not be a man. There's nothing that a man could do that would strip me from my responsibilities. I feel as though when we're stomping, I'm gonna fuck what color these bitches is. When we're
okay, we're not doing that cursing on here. Let me let all the speakers know we're not doing cursing on here. Okay, go ahead, Jacob.
Hey, Jacob, real quick. I don't know if you're at work or doing dishes or got near a fan. You could get somewhere a little bit more quieter so we hear that feedback in the background.
Yeah, I'm in the office. I'm gonna be quick though, so I want y'all time, and I do apologize for the cursing. I seen a woman get her head stomped in. I think when we exhibit those type of behaviors and try to run with I don't let my kids make excuses. So when I hear black men make an excuse like, well, they called me a name, I just look a little bit like, what
man, you sound like a tailor, man. Get out of here.
Hold on real quick, Professor. Let me hear what Jacob's got to say real quick. Jacob, go ahead and finish what you were going to say, because I may have a rebuttal for you, but go ahead.
Absolutely. I appreciate that, man. It's just ain't poking control, so I understand. What I will say is, man, some men have given themselves excuses up and down this motherfucking river about.
Hey, didn't I just say you can't come in here with all that cursing, man? I mean, come on now. I'm gonna give you one more chance, and if you curse again, I'm about to just drop you down out of the speaker section. This is an important issue. Nobody's gonna come in here and derail the topic tonight. Nobody's gonna come in here with a bunch of profanity as well, too. We got people that with actual live experiences in this actual city, and I know this is something common that we all face in every city in America. But the people tonight, it's about the people in Cincinnati, in particular the Black people in Cincinnati. So we want to hear, we want to hear people to come up here discuss the actual topic, but we want to hear people come up here in an educated way as well, too. So, Jacob, go ahead. I'm gonna give you one more chance.
My fault. I'm gonna wrap it up here, man. I have a higher standard for Black people than I think they have for themselves sometimes. It's disgusting to hear Black men make excuses about why they act like animals in the street. Being a Black man, if it was any other color, I probably wouldn't care. I love when I see my countrymen act as their ancestors. I just don't.
Man, you ain't one of us anyway.
Bro, I don't want to have an argument. I just want to speak.
You're not one of us.
Can I land my plane, brother? I know.
Yeah. Go ahead and land your plane now. Go ahead and land it now.
It's just for me. I think we need to come to an agreement. If we animals that they call us, or as we men, if we're gonna be the animals they call us, then I guess everything goes. Any word can trigger you, like sick 'em boy. You know what I'm saying? It could be anything. But if we men,
hey man, I'm calling ICE right now. I'm calling ICE.
Okay, yeah, Jacob, go ahead and drop down your. Go ahead and get on off it, because I'm trying to be professional. And you're sitting up here talking all this stuff right here. You're in a country where people are enslaved and beaten and everything else and all kind of stuff going on and stuff like that. So I don't know exactly what you're talking about. I'm pretty sure when every day I'm reporting something where a Black person is being shot down, killed, beaten, taken advantage of, and I'm sure you don't have that same kind of heat for the people that's doing that as well too. So I'm gonna go ahead. You land your plane. I'm gonna land it for you. Go ahead and wrap it up.
I think, I'm going to land here with this. This is like making my point, even in a debate with someone who you don't know my background. I haven't said my background. I haven't said anything. If it's not an echo chamber, something inside you does erode. And I think it's the animalistic traits that you have.
Yeah, okay.
That you have taken on your own. But I'll drop down. Thank you.
You are a magpie, my friend. So you go ahead and drop on down and get on out of this space as well too. This was somebody who just came in here to start some mess or whatever, talking about animalistic or whatever.
Hey, I had a question for him before he leaves. Did he leave?
I think we should just let him go.
He left because
yeah.
Yes,
I was getting ready to. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right.
And real quick. Oh, no problem. And for the Professor, let the people go ahead real quick without jumping in there, because I want to hear what they got to say and stuff like that too. Let's let them go ahead to a certain degree.
My bad, y'all. But look, y'all, I apologize to everybody, but that brother, well, I'm sorry, he's not one of us. That's one of those African tethers that came in here to be condescending, y'all. So I apologize.
I don't know what his ethnic background is. I know that
you can pick it up in his accent. The accent came. I don't know, but I'll end right there.
Yeah, I don't know what he was.
Yes, his accent came out, but I don't know if it was African. It sounded more like Caribbean. I heard just like a Caribbean twang, something. But
it's an accent. Yep.
This is Minister Ali. I just want to toss this in here real quick. Self-preservation is a natural instinct. It has nothing to do with being so-called animalistic. If anybody is assaulted in this room, you are going to protect yourself and you're going to fight back. Self-preservation is a natural instinct. He also personifies that everybody that's your skin ain't necessarily your kin. And I land with that.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Minister Ali, as well too. QT, you came up here. Did you want to say something, or you just came? I know you was coming.
No, I was just trying to hurry up and get to him so that I could do my interrogation and get the truth out of him. I'm usually pretty good at that, and usually they crash out and their accents jump out, and we they get busted because I do have a way of provoking and getting them out of their body. So, but thanks.
No problem. Let me give a shout out to Callie too for her contribution on Cash App. I thought initially, because I know Minister Ali, she had some speakers coming in tonight. So I thought it was going to be, somebody from Cincinnati coming in here to speak. So, I wanted to see exactly what they had to say. It didn't take long to find out that this dude was full of crap as well too. So, I do apologize for that, but that's one thing about social media as well too, especially if you're you have an open platform type where any and everybody can come in and speak. You'll get those type of people to come in here and whatever. So, this person here is somebody who has some serious contempt and hate for Black people in this country, and probably can't even stand looking at himself in the mirror as well too. So, that's not surprising as well too, but that's to be expected as well too. So we do apologize for that. And like I said, I probably should just kick them off from the beginning or whatever, but I wanted to hear what he was actually trying to say and lead into or whatever. So he came in here passive aggressive, trying to play the friend role, but really, really deep down inside, a bunch of hate in his heart. So, good for him to go ahead and let it out as well too. Minister Ali, do you see any of your other speakers in here as well too? Do you see anybody that you guys recognize that may be in the space?
Yeah, I see a few people. Remind them again how to come into queue, and then I have someone on my phone that for some reason he's coming in as anonymous, but he would like to speak. Brother Stan, you here?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yes. Can you all hear?
Yeah, we can hear. I can hear him.
Yeah, thank you for letting us speak. Let you know what's going on here in Cincinnati. Every speaker that spoke, Antoine, Queen, and everybody is right on point. Cincinnati has kind of made this situation. We had other situation here in Cincinnati. The city has let other white gentlemen come into city council and argue with them over saying the word nigger on the in council chambers. And this Caucasian gentleman said white individual got the right to say the same words, the N-word, and should nothing be done. And city council listened to it and let him say that word several times in chambers. And the mayor warned him a couple of times when he was reading it and gave him a second chance. Said, well, you got a problem right now. I'll meet with you in a couple of days, see if you change your mind. And he met with him a couple of days later, and he had the same mentality and the N-word. So with the city of Cincinnati, with the housing department is targeting Black property owners to take property from us, and the city didn't do nothing about that. We had a lady of color got spit on in front of city council on City Hall, and nothing was done. They fired the white gentleman and then hired him back. So the city has created this thing with the Lincoln Heights. They did, I think, the young man that pulled had a gun and run away from the cop, didn't have a gun, and they like he had a gun and that. So the Ku Klux Klan
send pamphlets in the neighborhood of my neighborhood. I got to a pamphlet, and the city did nothing. So this is a creation of the city to try to eliminate Black individuals in society, which don't make sense when you're supposed to be a free country and everybody welcome in that. So Cincinnati is a quiet, racist city, and they showing it. And we look at the history here. If you came here as a Black person, you had to pay $500 to stay here, and in some situation, you had to have a white person vouch for you. And with the building department now, it's using $500 every time they can to find a Black person to take their property. And I'm not going to go on, but one more thing. Last year in City Council, one of the council members was a Cincinnati College, Johnson, was asked by the People Platform to bring in the building department to answer why the building department and the law department was taking Black people property illegally. So he did bring the head of the building department in, and the law department represent the building department, and they sat there and said this. Johnson said, "What are y'all doing?" And they said, "Well, what we're doing, we go into the poor neighborhoods, we write them up, make up something, and then we tell that person to give us the title to the property. And if they give us the title to the property, we leave them alone." With just that thing, the city council, in front of city council people that took a oath to do the right thing, that was extortion, racketeering, and RICO criminal. And they did nothing. They witnessed a crime rate right in city council chambers. So when we got Donald Trump and the rest of the people, we got some Democrats that's following the blueprint of what Trump wants. And that's a sad thing. We always had to fight for voting, the school, jobs, property, and everything. When you look at the Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Rosewood, Cincinnati is doing the same thing they did in Black Wall Street, Tulsa. He used a white woman to do it, but now they're using other things to take the property. The only difference, they're not shooting the Black person in the head and putting them in a hole in that. So I'm not going to hold up, but I appreciate the passion and what we're going on, and we appreciate all the help you can give us here. We do need a lawyer here to help with doing here. If you have any idea about a lawyer that want to help the people, we need that help. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. We appreciate it. Guys, let's get the retweets out. Let's get the retweets so people can know about the actual space. It's not recorded. I haven't been recording spaces, but it is on YouTube. But we perhaps get more people to come in here as well too. I'm not going to keep our speakers here too late tonight. I know they probably had a long day as well too. To come up and speak, Minister Ali, they would just need to press that heart sign and press to speak. And we can go ahead and we can get them up here for any ones that actually want to come up here and speak as well too. So we understand not everybody may want to speak, but for those that want to come up here, press the heart sign, and it should give you an option to come up here and speak, and we'll go ahead and we'll get you up here so you can speak as well too. So DJ, I know you got your hand up. Go ahead and get it in.
No, I ain't want to interrupt anyone. Does anyone else up here, let the folks talk first. Oh, I guess it's just me. But, Shout out to the room. Make sure y'all retweet the room, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I liked everything the guy who just spoke said. So if you need a lawyer, you need to holler at online. Queen Sister Tahara, I'll hit you in the DM on our information, and then I'm gonna write another message to you real quick. But study the law in your state and your ordinance laws. You don't really need a lawyer. You just need to open up the books yourself. You feel what I'm saying? Because like our sister say, well, I go get a bar license, I could do more damage, and I won't be, administered to the state. Because once you get past that exam, you're a part of them. So this is why a lot of our folks, don't become lawyers and, can't help us when they do become lawyers. But if I always advocate and suggest, find our folks that's in the prison system. A lot of them are jailhouse lawyers, and they smarter than any lawyer that graduated from Harvard or Yale. I'm telling you. Put money on their books and pay them, you know what I'm saying? So they can send some type of remittance back to their family here in the street, in this country. Unlike these illegals who the Democrats don't put in our cities. Allow them to send remittances. Mexico sent up to $31 billion in the first quarter of 2024 alone. $31 billion. Then spend it down with the Negroes up in Ohio. So something wrong with that picture right there. Putin, for the Russian dude that smacked the brother, that's what it looked like. And I guess he a tetherneck at this point. Dude that was up there, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, defend yourself at all costs. You right. Don't let nobody put their hands on you. I don't care who it is, yo. You feel what I'm saying? And we ain't playing that turn the other cheek, because this is what led us into bondage for 500 years of count still at this point. You feel what I'm saying? We mentally starting to just come up out of this stuff. A lot of the stuff that we do see, or at least that I see, that has happened across the country to Negroes is coming from the Midwest and the far West. And as well, we got our issues here on the far East Coast as well. But obviously, we're stronger together. So shout out to the Ohio folks, the Negroes out there. Y'all got to come back to where your elders and ancestors came from. And that's the Black South, and at least try to come propagate the Northeast over here where we at, for those that can't afford to do it and, maybe got the wherewithal in the monster state and, want to donate their time to come move back East Coast to one of the states, or could go down to Mississippi where the vast majority of our folks at. You know what I mean? And propagate them states again. Start voting, become the mayor, governor, dog catcher, all this stuff. This is the only way this is going to stop. It's just really that simple. It's really that simple. So back to the Russian dude, right? So, Putin showed Black Madonna, while going back and forth with Jim Crow Joe and Trump, I suppose, and Zelensky, saying he ain't a bad person and all this other stuff, but look what your people come over here and do. Mm-hmm. So how are we to trust you, sir? Because you saw in us some melanated doll figure, and not to take away from the spiritual aspects of that, because that ain't what it's about. But they use that as a pawn to look at, look, Putin on our side. But I don't care if you blow Ukraine up, because they definitely Nazis. You feel what I'm saying? It is what it is. And all y'all cousins, you feel what I'm saying? Dirty European immigrants, yo. This is why you got to keep these people up out of your neighborhoods. Hey, if you out somewhere in the far west, Midwest, and if you ain't planning on leaving, you better come down here and buy this property up for Tether Gang. Come get it, because that's what they doing. They ain't even buying it. They taking it from people. Let's talk about that too as well. And I'm sure the same thing happening out there in Ohio, where you had a lot of these Latinos just coming taking out Black American elders' houses right from under their nose. Mm-hmm. This is stuff we ain't even hearing about. But now someone wants to talk. Go ahead. I'm just babbling.
Yeah.
No, I thought someone wanted.
I would.
But yeah,
Okay,
no, go ahead, Queen. Whoever wanted to speak. I'm just, up here rapping, because the same thing happened in Ohio, the same thing happened in New Jersey. But go ahead.
Right on, brother. I agree with you 100%. I just want to toss something in the mix real quick before we run out of time to be together tonight. To bring attention back to the Rodney Hinton case. Rodney Hinton is 38 years old, and he's been indicted on multiple serious charges: 2 counts of aggravated murder, 1 count of murder and 2 counts of felonious assault in the death of Larry Anderson. Now, Rodney Hinton is the father of Ryan Hinton, the 18-year-old who was murdered by Cincinnati police. And I want to read some details on his cause of death that came directly from the coroner's office here. The cause of death, it says the coroner ruled that Ryan Hinton died from a gunshot wound to the torso, specifically a fatal shot that entered under his left armpit, shattered a rib, and penetrated the heart's left ventricle and exited near the sternum. It says a gunshot wound summary. 3 wounds were identified, 1 to the left arm, forearm, causing only soft tissue damage. 1 to the left lateral chest beneath the armpit, which was the fatal wound, and 1 to the right posterior lateral chest near the shoulder, also causing soft tissue damage. However, it remains unclear whether 2 wounds were from bullets or whether they were 3 totally separate wounds. The direction of the fatal shot, the coroner emphasized that the fatal shot entered from the side, not from behind. The posterior lateral wound near the shoulder indicates a side entry, possibly while Hinton was falling or running away. The manner of death, now this is the part that I would like to bring everyone's attention to. The manner of death was officially classified a homicide. However, the prosecutor's office here in Cincinnati has failed to press any charges on the Cincinnati police officer who took Ryan's life, who shot him, because as you know, as Brother Antoine stated, this is a stand your ground state, and by him having the badge to hide behind, of course he's gonna holler, he's got a gun, but no gun was ever recovered, no gun was ever seen on the video, and no gun, you know, was retrieved that had any sort of markings from Ryan. The reason why the police went after the car the way they did is because Ryan was behind on a car payment. And the car company reported his car as being stolen. And when the police saw that this car was stolen, that's when they pursued the car that Ryan was in. So they did not steal a car. They were not fleeing the police necessarily because they stole a car. They were fleeing the police because they were afraid, and rightfully so, as it results in the death of Ryan Hinton. So I just wanted to bring that into the mix, that the coroner office has said that this is a homicide, but the Cincinnati prosecutor and the police department have failed to prosecute the officer that actually did the shooting, who was also transferred here from another department that he had similar disciplinary problems at. And I yield with that.
Yeah, that's crazy right there. So, and look, this is what these people do, because they do it on purpose. You know, they letting these computer systems automate, you know, their payment process. You know, 1s and 0s ain't got no emotions to double check it, to say, hey, look, maybe this is an error. Sent the police after this young man for nothing. And then you already know how it is. Mentally, we ain't thinking sometimes like, hold up a minute, why am I running? I didn't do anything wrong, but everybody else is running. Because that's what it looked like in the video. And the officer definitely murdered him, his son, straight up. So I don't got no, feel no bad what the father did, straight up. You know what I'm saying? Because that's life. And nobody's checking on his emotional toll. Like you said, to see if we could get Rodney Hinton Jr. Some emotional support and psychology support, you know what I'm saying? Social support. I'm pretty sure he needed, his family needed, so continue to donate to them. Same thing with Carmelo Anthony family. He ain't even had his case yet, you know what I'm saying? And look how the media is still scrutinizing him. This goes on and on. This is why we advocate, hey, we're going to have to start hunkering down and being more around each other. Some of us going to have to get up and move. For the world, with those willing to stay behind, hey, Noah warned you for 80 years. You know what I'm saying? Get on the ship, get on the boat. It's about to be over with, because the same thing popping over here in New Jersey. I'm hearing the same thing in California and Arizona, you know what I'm saying? That's happening to black people, but we don't have our own news media. This is why it's important. Hey, subscribe to News Total. Give a monthly contribution if you can. Because we out here not just online, we out in the street too. I got this print press thing going, but that requires money like anything else and to keep the lights on. Hey, we want to hire you, our black people, to go out there in your local neighborhood to tell us news. But hey, can you sell? You feel what I'm saying? Can you go talk to the people? You know what I'm saying? Do you got connections out there? I'm looking for folks right now in your state if you got a connection with the DOL. I know how we doing this black business. Go ahead, sister. You got it.
Ashay, I just want to say this real quick. His dad, Rodney Hinton, he had just seen the video of them murdering his son when he went and, took out the police officer who was on a special patrol. He had just seen the video of them murdering his son, and they are refusing to give him a psych eval. Now, I don't know, how anybody else feels that, has been through any sort of trauma, but I couldn't imagine what he saw. I couldn't imagine being in his shoes. And I don't understand why the prosecutor's office has basically denied his defense attorney's request to get him a psych eval, because obviously he just went off. And if others can get self-defense based on their mental well-being, certainly Mr. Hinton deserves the same courtesy as well. And I yield with that. Brother Antoine, you still here?
I believe he dropped down, but
Okay.
Let's see. Okay. Down there, right? Professor, go ahead. You ain't got to keep, you coach, you got to jump in there, bro. What up, though? You know what I mean?
What up, everybody? Shout out to the Cincinnati family. I just want to say to you all, I am with you, and whatever I can do on my end to support the cause up there, because like WPI just said, all of the issues related to you guys are also going on with the black family all across the country, wherever we are, because we spread it all over the place. And but one thing I definitely wish we would all do is get ourselves back to the South, because this is where the majority of us are, where we can really protect one another, because this is only going to get worse. Y'all can see the climate of the country, right? The climate of the country is just declining, especially as it pertains to our people. You can see that our own leaders are not trying to speak out against none of these atrocities and none of the trauma that's happening to us. They're not saying anything, and it's very, very depressing. I tell you, I hate to see it. People that we thought that's supposed to be representing us, they supposed to be up there trying to get some type of legislation passed, like an anti-hate crime bill. And because we are the people that need it more so than any group. Hate crimes have increased tremendously against our people. But I want to say to the Cincinnati family, get you a chair. Keep that chair near you, like what we did down here in Alabama when we went to the Montgomery Brawl. If y'all seen that video.
Oh my God.
Everybody keep your chairs next to you, but most importantly, keep the other things strapped next to you, because these folks are coming out of nowhere to attack us. And I know y'all probably seen the video of where one of our Black American veterans was shot by one of these people up in Seattle, Washington. See, that's what I'm talking about. It's happening all over the country.
Hey, prosecutors turning on that cracker knacker. They turning on them. Go ahead.
But this is why I'm saying we are going to have to bring it all in to make sure that we protect one another, because this country is steadily coming against us. And they trying to do everything they can. I really believe they trying to do everything they can, family, to get Black Americans out of the country. They don't want us in America. They want to get us out of here. So just stay with your head on a swivel. Stay prayed up. But more importantly, prayer is good. But let's remember, turning the other cheek is not what we want to do. We want to be praying that we take these folks out. That's what we need to be praying for. Fight back. Pray for that. Fight back. Stay on code. Stay on point. Stay ready to fight at all times. Watch your surroundings. And Cincinnati family, I love you. And I'm with you. I'm going to land right there.
We love you too. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. I'm back. I'm not sure what's the order. Shout out to 400 as well too for the contribution on Cash App. I see we got watch hands up. Oh, okay. That Negro. What's going on with you tonight? What's up? That Negro, you there? I don't know if he's in the Matrix.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How you doing?
All right. Shout out News Toter. Shout out DJ and Professor as usual. Shout out to the people that witnessed, the Cincinnati people that witnessed or were close to and had to experience that on any level, period. And thank you for coming in front of us and telling us what's really going on and what's really happening out that way. I agree wholeheartedly with Professor. I myself am, I'm a Washington State resident, born and raised here, 45 years old. And I'm going to Delaware right now to move on a Black majority state ideology. And with that frame of mind to build for our people. I'm going to let you guys know right now that the state, the state that you reside in, if you're disabled, not to say we all want to go there disabled by any means, but what I'm saying is for those that are active and want to contribute to this, just as I have, you literally can come out here or get out to those states through some kind of program, utilize and make sure that you go through whatever, advocates you have around you in that state. You can get to the southern state if you're on the West Coast or, I'm telling you, I agree with Professor. We have to unite and we have to make each other better by, each one teaching one. To do that, if you can, get out there, get to Delaware, get to the southern states, get to a place where we can build, share ideas and literally make our people better from ourselves, let alone, the government, whatever they may do. But the closer we are together, the better that'll, the more solidified we can become to protect ourselves, because obviously we are at that time right now. We are in that state of mind and reality that these people who have never liked us are literally, they think it's a green light, y'all. They think it's a green light. They got their president and all of these people are coming out and showing the colors that we've seen for years in this reparations fight. So please do like I'm doing. If you have the money, get out there quicker. It took a little bit longer and things are, but I'm getting there. And I'm saying, if you want to literally drive a stake in the ground and build to better our people, let's do it together. That's why I'm going there. So please, because this has to stop. Cincinnati, that doesn't, all of these situations, the brother that his son got killed, I can't imagine that. And I can't imagine what he's going through, but I can sympathize and empathize with what he did out of pure rage for his 18-year-old son. That it's a tragedy, and I don't want to lose track. I want to commend those Cincinnati residents that are up here speaking the truth and asking us to galvanize and really stake a claim for our people. That's what we got to do, y'all. Again, News Toter and DJ and Professor, thank you for the space, for this mandatory information. We appreciate you, and please keep us posted. Oh, to the Cincinnati people, we are here for you. Anything we can do, we're out of, we're not right there with you, but you need letters. You need, trust me, we have quite the grassroots family here that really do get active for situations like this. So please reach out, News Toter. Obviously, you have an avenue.
Overreact.
What's that? What's that, brother?
Overreact.
Yeah. I mean, we all need to overreact. And I think we can do that from across the country. So please get that information to DJ News Toter, and let us be your typewriters. And with that, I'll close. Thank you again, News Toter, for letting me speak, brother.
All right. Appreciate that, that Negro. I saw a hand up. What up, though? Did you want to speak? Are you good? Or
Yeah, mic check. You hear me?
yeah, we can hear you. How you doing?
I'm all right. What's up, DJ? Yo. Yeah, man. I think we coming at a cataclysm of the newer European minorities are trying to stake claim here. My fault. The newer European immigrants are trying to stake claim here because you notice if you know that most of them came after the World War I and World War II. You know what I'm saying? Majority of these white folks that we see here in America have came during that time, and they slowly came during each war afterwards. So they just try to stake their claim. And when we woke up and peeked out what was going on during these last 3 elections. You know what I'm saying? When this reparations thing came on the table, when the terrorist attacks on all the black towns, you know what I'm saying? When the Black Wall, when all the things that made us say heck no, where's ours at came on the table. That's the problems we're about to have with these people. Now I'm being real with y'all. You got the poor ones. These all poor whites. Immigrants that came over here during World War I or World War II. They don't got no farms. They living in these metropolitan areas like everybody else is. They live in check to check too, but they want to uphold white supremacy. How you going to do that? Through the cops, through strategic attacks like that white coward shot that old black man. You know what I'm saying? Or how the white boy ran up in the supermarket up in Buffalo. So it's up to us now. We got to get, like here in Detroit, man, it's like 20 kids just died within the last month, man. 20 kids, like 4-year-olds, 3-year-olds, and folks is walking the street now. Like New Era Detroit ain't the only group up here. Some dudes, everybody outside now. We all outside now. Like, hold on, little dude, calm down. That's who you hit right there. And since you ain't got nobody to hit, take your butt to school. You know what I'm saying? So it's on us to get the youth ready now. That's all I can say. That's our best bet. We just lost that little boy shouldn't have died. He saw that was a kid. He could have been like, man, God dang, stop running. He popped him. So, we got to just let them know they can't do that. You can't do that, sir. Shout out to his dad, and I lay him my plane.
all right. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. What up, though? I appreciate that. And I told Minister Ali I wasn't going to keep her long tonight, so we're going to go ahead and get ready to close this thing out. Minister,
peace and blessings. This is Brother Antoine.
And go ahead.
I was just letting her know I was still here.
Okay, no problem.
I say, Brother Antoine, you got anything that you want to say in closing?
It's kind of like what I was saying before. I appreciate the opportunity. I appreciate the platform. And yes, a lot of issues here and everywhere else, and I just want to be able to take the opportunity once again to have everyone to start becoming involved and stop sitting on the sidelines. And becoming involved don't mean marching and necessarily protesting. It just means in our situations that we encounter when it comes to when you violate it, your rights are violated, your liberties are violated, you have to take it to the next step. We can't keep allowing people to get away with committing atrocious acts against us. So you have to be able to make yourself accountable, to hold those who have violated you accountable. And that's what we got to do here in this situation in Cincinnati. Hold those accountable for those people who want to take and turn the victim versus the offender thing on us. It's kind of like what they do with civil action and criminal action. Like they want to take civil crimes and make them crimes now. There's no such thing as civil crime. There's a civil law. I mean, there's a criminal law, but there's no civil crime. So civil action is where somebody comes after you for damage you've done, personal injuries, property damages, stuff like that. You know, dealing with your car, your vehicle, motor vehicle, child support. Those are civil actions. Those are not crimes. Crimes is something totally different. And we have to put this thing back into balance. We're allowing people to get away with taking civil situation and making criminal. You know, other things is much worse than that. You know, arbitration. See what I'm saying? That it should never even get to the point where it is with turning these things into crimes. People are locked up for stuff that they shouldn't even be locked up for. You get in this situation right here. These people were the aggressor, but it was a response to the climate of the situation. I mean, you're going to get a fight, but now they want to make it something else. They want to make it bigger. Guess what? Now it's our opportunity to grasp a hold of the negativity and let it be exposed for how you want to rewrite things, how you want to change the narrative of a situation. We have the right to push our narrative.
That's right.
And say what's necessary, and to challenge those who tend to want to use their authority in the wrong way. So we can dethrone people if people understand what that means. Every agency, department is insured. When these people get out of line, go after their insurances. Hit them where I heard at. Mm-hmm. We got to learn how to do that. We got to quit letting them get away with the things they're doing and sitting there comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Doing it. Make people uncomfortable. Let them know that we understand what job performance is. And when you violate job performance, let them know that we know how to come after your job. And we can take that from them. Where they can't get a pension, they can't get no kickback or nothing else. They lose it all. We gotta start making people feel it. They gonna have to feel it. But we're only gonna get there becoming more strategic in our movements instead of being so emotional. We gotta quit being emotional with our situation. We gotta learn how to strategize. And that way we can get the results in which we need to get. And once you start that level of accountability, things will self-correct itself, because once they see that people understand checks and balances, then we can solve our problems. So with that being said, thank you once again. Thank you, Tara, for always being great at everything you do.
Okay.
And people's platform and for equality and justice, Mr. Poole, and for all the other groups and listeners out there, thank you for your time and thank you for your listening ears. Just chime in. Don't just sit back. Don't just watch. Become involved. Learn how to become involved. Learn how to stretch stretch these tentacles out that we got, our hands, and learn how to touch each other. And so that way we can send a different vibration to when we are being mistreated. And so that way we can spread this thing. We can start to spread the change that needs to spread from city to city, to county, and across the board. See what I'm saying? So with that being said, thank you, sir. I appreciate your platform.
All right, I appreciate you guys coming up here tonight with us as well too. We definitely was glad to hear from you guys. And we'll support you guys as much as we can. Let us know what we can do. Minister Ali, you know how to reach me and contact me. I'm not sure if you have DJ's contact information as well too, but I'm definitely glad that we could go ahead. News Soda isn't the biggest platform in the world. We're growing, and we'll try to amplify it as much as we can. But we have a number of people up in the space as well too. So if there's anything that you want me to share on social media, just send it to me. You can send it to my DM, and I'll retweet it out, and we'll share it as much as we can and stuff like that as well too. So I appreciate it. I put your Cash App, because I just saw your Cash App, so I put that up in the Jumbotron as well too.
Thank you.
As well too, and I retweet. If I had known about it earlier, I would have put it in there earlier. So I'm sorry about that. But I did retweet it out, guys. I retweeted out Minister Ali's Cash App for the People Justice. They do a lot of work in the community as well too. So for those that can support her, it would be greatly appreciated if you can. If you can't support her today, we'll retweet this out as well to our bookmark and retweet it out as well too, guys. So definitely support as much as you can for those that can. DJ Professor, I'll let you guys. Minister Ali, would you like to get a final word in before we go ahead and close this thing out?
Absolutely, News Toter. Thank you so much. Thank you for the energy. Thank you for your co-host. Thank you to Brother Antoine and Brother Stan for chiming in. I do see some listeners. Maybe they were too shy to push the microphone, but that's okay, because we're family now and we will be back. I just want to give a homework assignment too, because it's the teacher in me. I do teach children in kindergarten and first grade how to read. So my lesson tonight is to read, study, and apply. Please go watch 2 documentaries that are out here that will give you a fresh perspective on exactly what it is that we're witnessing as far as the powers that be in DC right now. The first one is God plus Country. The second one is Bad Faith. God Country.
What? What's the other one? Hold on.
It's God. It's the word God, the plus sign, and then the word country. That's the first one. And the other one is called Bad Faith. And what it will expose you to is the perspective that will give you a better understanding of how these people have been hoodwinked, brainwashed, and led astray, all in the name of religion. And that's why Donald Trump can lie his behind off, and still they support him, believe him, and believe that he is the second coming. There's a cult, if you will, that has been created in the name of the Lord. And so please go watch those 2 documentaries, God plus Country and Bad Faith, and take notes, because it will put something on your mind. Thank you, News Toter. We love you. We appreciate you. And thank you for tonight's airtime.
Yes.
I yield.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Professor DJ, y'all want to get it in before we close this thing out?
Yeah, I just put those 2 movies down in the purple pill. No, I'm just saying I put those 2 movies down in the purple pill. God and Country right there, and Bad Faith. Just look right there in the purple pill, y'all. God and Country and Bad Faith. Look, go ahead, Professor. You got it.
Just want to say thank you, Minister Ali, and to the rest of the Cincinnati family that came into space. Thank you for sharing your story with us. And it is up to the entire Black American family to share this story with everybody across the nation, so we continue to let everybody know about the trauma and the harms that's happening to our people. So we can, like the brother just said earlier, we need to take things into action. We just can't stand by. We have to put stuff into action, and we don't need to be emotional about it. We just got to get out there and do it because we know what's happening to our people. So thank you again, Cincinnati family, for coming in here and sharing your story. And we want to make sure that we stay on top of this story. Thank you.
All right. We had.
Yeah, I just.
Oh, go ahead, DJ.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
was just going to say, yeah, just close it out, I guess, or whatever, We don't never get a chance to talk about the solution, so come on to the next space. But at the end of the day, yeah, we're going to have to really start making some moves and making them quicker because things are happening way too fast. That's starting to get out of everyone's control. So where do we go from here? But go ahead, Tom.
No, I just want to let Minister Ali know that we definitely we appreciate all her efforts, everything that she's doing with a nonprofit and the work that she's doing in the community as well too. We love you as well too, sister, and we appreciate you coming in here with us tonight as well too. And I appreciate everybody coming in here as well too. Generally, when we have serious topics like this, sometimes we don't get the actual turnout that we should on X, but we had a pretty decent turnout tonight as well too. Definitely needs to be better. Definitely for some of the actual spaces we have, it's amazing. It amazes me how people can turn out. I believe last night's space we had live was something like 900 people, so we should have had equal to that because this was even more important right here to me as well too. So we need to kind of start prioritizing, some of these spaces that we have when it's issues like that that's serious, that's affecting us. Since we always say that we're grassroots and we're on the ground and we're about the community and we're this and that or whatever, when we have a chance to go ahead and amplify some of these topics, we really need to go ahead and amplify these topics and stuff like that and really turn out. And we need to start having some bigger spaces as well too. And I give it to Minister Ali. That's one reason why I kind of, I've been having a little bit scratching my head because, every day I'm having, serious topics like that come in, but our people sometimes, they're not really gravitating towards it. So, that's kind of been an issue for me trying to have to dummy things down and stuff like that. But I'm glad we did have this space here tonight as well too, so we could really touch up on it. And you can hear actual people from the community as well too, and what they're facing and what they're going through as well too. So I was glad for that. And like I said, we need to and that's not to knock some of the other spaces that I have and stuff like that, but this space was an important space, and sometimes these type of spaces right here, to me, they should garner more attention and more people up in here as well too, talking about this and sharing it and trying to spread the message as much as possible, like we did that time when we had the actual Colorado Rancher and stuff, and that was we need to really spaces like this and that space. We really need to go ahead and make a bigger imprint as well too. Like I say, we're small, we're growing media, so we're not to that point yet, but we're still working to get to that point as well too. So hopefully too as well, Minister Ali, some of the larger podcasts as well too, some of the larger Twitter spaces, some of the larger people in Black media, whether it's mainstream or it's grassroots, maybe they can also get a hold to some of the information that you guys have as well too, and they can reach out and invite you in their larger platforms and stuff like that as well too, and can really highlight and really pinpoint exactly what's going on as well too. So that would be greatly appreciated as well too. I see we got one more speaker coming up here, but we about to get ready to close it out, Django. But DJ's about to create a space. He's going to have a part 2 to this as well too, so you can catch us in that space right there, because we're going to get ready to close this thing out tonight. But I do want to say thank you to Minister Ali and all the work she does as well too. She's working with brothers that's incarcerated, that's been wrongly incarcerated. She's doing all kinds of different things in Cincinnati as well too, guys. So she is really out there. She's really working for the people as well too. So she should be commended for that. Supported as well too. That's another thing. We have to start supporting people that's out there doing the work as well too. It's one thing to say I appreciate it and you to be committed in this and that or whatever, but it's also something else to actually to really try to invest and try to amplify the work that people are doing as well too. So I just want to say thank you to that sister, and to Antoine for you coming up here too as well, because you were passionate, and I think the space really fed off of your story, your energy. So we appreciate it. We know it's not always the easiest thing to get up and talk, and kind of give a detailed of everything that's going on in your life. But we do appreciate that as well too. DJ, you got something you want to say real quick?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, make sure everybody follow each other. That's how you stay in touch. Come up on our own Black owner operated Black media blogs, so that way we can start advocating for our own stuff. Because when these events happen, the white news media paint you bad. Paint us all bad. You feel what I'm saying? As far as like, hey, we all criminals. Then you got the folks, when you go out on the street in your own neighborhood, they looking at us like, hold up a minute. But at the end of the day, this is why we need to start telling our own stories, man. Support News Total. Come up to Funded Socially with Black owner operated over there. Negro platform, yo. So yeah, shout out to the Black State, and I just wanted to say thank you, Mr. Ali, and Brother Antoine, and the other brother that spoke through the phone or whatever the case be. And even if y'all can't get to a Black state, you better hold it down in Ohio, straight up, and tell all the folks that moved out the hood to come back, straight up. Come in the late night space, and look, moving forward too, we only doing late night space in either News Total community or Funded Socially community. So you better go join the communities, fundedsocially.com, or to come to the community over here. Look us up on the web, newstotal.com. Come to the Black Newsroom over here, News Total community over here on X. I'm only going live in the communities because, prying our eyes got ears and all this other stuff. But let's go.
All right. On that note, guys, we're going to get ready to close this thing down. Check out the other space that's coming out with DJ and Professor and everybody else as well, too, guys. So y'all be safe. Y'all have a good weekend, and we will see you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.
Peace to everybody on YouTube as well, too. Peace.